Hit that like button. Jeez. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood after exposing the Moors and being kicked off of YouTube for a week. Your boy Kev Gills has returned to KevRow University live, and it feels so good because it preps me for what's to come tomorrow morning. So I want to bring my class over here, my history class, up to par. That's for sure. Also, geez Louise. Also, we're studying science. And those of you who are not aware of quantum physics and how it applies to Universe 25 and your downfall, your genocide, and all of these other things that we've been historically breaking down, kind of went into the quantum physics just to bring it all the way around and found in some great study that we can bring to the youth, and it's dealing with the artificial conscious mind that everybody has socially got themselves entrapped in. We also going to be talking about the demon particle, which was just discovered when we got kicked off the air, of course. Hit the like button and subscribe. So that feels good. That feels good. Let me see who in this chat room late night right here as I prepare for my other shit. I do want to bring y'all up to par and talk about this artificial on Wikipedia, this artificial consciousness we've been talking about, because there should be no explanation why people sit and we go any further if there's no response. Those of y'all who was in the science class know why response is needed, especially when dealing with the observer. That'll be me in this realm. So there's something called interacting, so response, and many other things. But dealing with this here is a response that, it lets me know who's paying attention. Let me see what we got here. So I did want to bring this to the forefront on this page and dig a little deeper with the the artificial conscious chakra construct of a fatherless world of self-love and self-indulgence and whatever makes you happy and choice and solids and waves and many other things that we've been discussing. And it's been fun. It's been fun. So hopefully you guys have been paying attention. If not, those who are paying attention will show themselves. It's just what it is. I am not in control of anybody excelling, decelerating, coming and going. I'm not in charge of that. I'm just in charge of me, Mr. Gillespie. So if you want to study and you want to participate at this speed, when you hear the call of, hey, Kev is looking for some researchers or people who are able to explain this in their very own unique way and bring it to class as a unit. And whoever responds is attracted to that realm of study. So you got people who respond in history class. Now you're going to have people respond in science. Everybody's different. And everybody can't out excel everybody in one thing. So hopefully we get a few more people who are into quantum physics and the study of Universe 25 and how the neo-Nazis, per se, utilize psychological warfare in a very scientific way and combine that with chemical warfare. But it's the psychological warfare. It's the prison that you don't see and smell and touch, and it's that one that it's the hidden Agent Orange per se. Let me see. Let me be a bar. I don't know who you are. I can't let you be anything. I can't. You have to show yourself whatever that you are into. I'm not letting you in nothing. I did that already. Yeah, buddy. I did that. I know people responds off of different things. This quantum shit, this where I'm at though. Especially applying it to Universe 25. So if you want to amuse me with your language of quantumness, have at it. You can say whatever you want, but it's when you call in and it's going to show your interest, what level you are, if that's even what you should be even thinking about. So I can't let you in nothing. It'll show by what you're saying. So I like that approach as well. Press one, I like that approach as well. So, like I said, I'm always looking for a way to change my stuff to where I'm less stressed out from individuals and hope. I hope one of y'all can understand, and I'm homing in to those who can. And that's the best thing about this class and myself is that I can do shit like that. And so, artificial consciousness. Anybody in the classroom, could you tell me what that is? What is artificial consciousness? We was at my class today. We talked about what artificial consciousness is. What are the different fraternities and subgroups of this thought process? The subgroups who identify themselves of that thought process, who uphold what Dr. Umar Johnson called white supremacy. So this is good. Talk to me. What is it? When you're dealing in science, what is it? And when you're dealing in your everyday life, what is artificial consciousness? When did this take place in Epcot? And who did they need to install an artificial consciousness and constructive life at this time? We know the time frame is when world fairs and all of these things. You remember incubator babies and things of that nature? I'm talking about the initial. This is the child that's going to have this mindset. The different areas of artificial consciousness we're going to be studying is artificial consciousness itself. Okay. We're going to be studying philosophical views, plausibility debate, not that I don't know about that. Controversies, testing, ethics, aspects of different consciousness, what you call awareness. All this is Epcot. What you call memory, how, your learning process, all of this, your anticipation, press one, all of these different things you need to be getting acclimated with when Kev say, did y'all take some notes? I mean, the shit is on Wikipedia. It's on Wikipedia. Hit the like button and subscribe. So don't be afraid to just Google. You can Google nowadays. You can get on Wikipedia and see and use it as a reference point and get and dive head first in it because you got a point to start. You got all of these books that they reference in fiction, but let's read one, maybe two. Look at this, the creative mind paradigm. All of this is dealing with psychosis, hypnosis, psychology, how to program this into people for them to live just, I guess, upright, or how to just program them, period. Again, we're dealing with Freedom Land, Epcot program, and the many holes in the slices of cheese you're going to fall in and make Epcot either a success or a failure. I'm just trying to see who's into this type of information because I'm gone. Tomorrow when I come to class, I just want you to know I'm gone. I'm not going back. I just got struck for a week and 2 weeks, and I seen how fast, how much people are paying attention. Who's actually in that fast we went and studied science, and this whole part of my YouTube page on this end are completely lost. They have no idea. Why? Because we went quantum on them. They don't know what the fuck is he talking about? Not knowing we talking about Universe 25. That's why it's important to follow Kev Gills when he goes and to be on Patreon. Now you lost. Now you are like, oh shit. He was live? Yes, every day. Chilling. Doing my show. And we don't went all the way into a quantum world. Now you don't know what to say or do. And I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You've been missing the best shows ever. You missed the greatest shows that was ever on this YouTube page. That's what you did. By not coming to class. Oh, press 1. Oh, wait, we in there with you. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Your interest is going to show if you with me. That's why I'm here. You can't see me unless you're quantum with this shit. You can't even understand Mr. Gillespie. Adams, you gotta understand this shit. So I stopped playing. What's there to play for? We got a great curriculum. History and science. Epcot. It's a beautiful platform. You know, it's a beautiful platform. So I say, study artificial consciousness, so you will know that it's the machine mind. So all these people who say they are conscious and they woke this and they are part of the matrix, the machine mind. Look, synthetic consciousness. Synthetic consciousness. So what is synthetic consciousness in as it applies to humans? Or let's just say black people. Let's say Pan-African. Synthetic consciousness. You can identify their synthetic consciousness by their symbols. First of all, the moons and the stars. Second of all, their field of study, consciousness, which is developed by Nazi scientists to hypnotize you into thinking you were free. So they're doing nothing but doing what? Upholding the mental mind construct, not the physical, because they're blackamoor, so they can blend in with you. They can just the white man. It's not the white man. It's that nigga right there and his friends. No, you gotta understand that. And they got you thinking by saying words like "we" when they was the culprits the whole time. So synthetic consciousness is a false and artificial mind construct, a literal mental neurological prison. And how it is applied is by the television. In fact, radio, television. But that's how it was applied. What to think, what God is, what you are, where you from. You go to the Rockefeller school programs and the different things like that, but mainly a lot of it just come in this age from the television set. A huge mind control box, if you ask me. Raised you all the way. Everything we seen and how to be is from the damn TV, especially from the hood. So we see and experience Epcot from a different perspective, and it's just time to go a little scientific with it. Don't you agree? It's just time to go there. We've been in history, that's cool, but it's time to get to that plausible deniability debate. Not just in the historical record and find the treacherous, but the down in their own scientific methods, you're able to see the Epcot program take shape. You got to remember, it's always a neurological test study on you. They say rats, but it's really you. Do you know what a average black body go for? Press one. You know, death it pays a lot if the person is black, but you don't know that because you can't speak their scientific language. Only thing you hear is they're scientists and they got lab coats on. You don't know that they built your whole life for you, and that's what we're gonna be going over. How are these fraternities involved in this? Why do they call them gatekeepers? And you know what else I found very interesting? Before we get into this, going back to history, what is a damn Abyssinian? Press one. It derives which from it means confusion. Press one. See, I can't go nowhere. Before I even do this, I just want the people to know I got you. The Abyssinian, the word means confusion. These are your people who, should I tell you? Now, Abyssinia is a strange mixture, a mongrel. Press one. And so I just wanted to show you what a mongrel was. It's a dog, a lovable mongrel puppy, an animal. Press one. I just want to let you know, nigga, you not in Kansas anymore, Chapman. So anyway, back to science class. If you can jump with me, jump. If you can't, stay right there on the rooftop, shaking in your boots. Shaking in your boots. But yeah, we've been watching movies. I just want to let people know we've been watching movies on all of it. The most, let's go to testing. Because this has become a hobby of mine. I don't want to take up all the subject matter. I do want to leave some for people. The most well-known common method for testing machine intelligence is the Turing test. Press one. When interpreted, and then what's the Turing test? The Turing test originally called the imitation game. So it's pretty much just copying how to be normal. Copy, mimic. But when interpreted as only observational, this test contradicts the philosophy of science principles of theory of dependence of observation. It has also been struggled against Alan Turing's recommendation of limiting not a human adult consciousness, but a human child consciousness should be taken seriously. And as you can see that today, they're running these different programs with the child is pretty much running the state of California. Who is this? Who is this? Abyssinia is a place in Africa. I don't know about Abyssinia being a place. Africa is a continent. You mean on Africa? listen, twerp. Press one. Abyssinia, you mean on Africa? Because in Africa is a continent made up of many countries. Abyssinian is roamers, is the real Selassie is an Abyssinian. Ethiopians are Abyssinians. Don't try to tell me about them. I know who they are. They the ones who got our brothers to go fight a war and they lost to the Nazis. And now we in this position right now. Damn, an Abyssinian name changing ass, false Ethiopian, Somalian, big forehead ass. Press one, I don't care two shits about what you talking about. I'm not worried about that. Ali, you feel me? I smash him in history and science. But I'm saying though, back to artificial intelligence, because that's what you're dealing with. See, artificial intelligence gotta say, gotta mimic, and just like to repeat things. They don't have no original thought process. There's nothing organic about them. Press one, they gotta be taught how to not to take and steal things, how to stand upright. I was born like this. Press one, that's the thing about it. Some of these people are straight clones, nigga. Heartless. They forefathers was sitting up in a goddamn incubator some damn where, are overthrowing another government that wasn't there. Press one. You think a baby that was manufactured by a corporation got a damn soul, a real spirit? I'm not saying it's not alive. What I'm saying is a real soul. Get out of town, bro. Get out of town. Hit that like button. Get out of town. We studied the most. Look. All of their sciences come from people who sound like Victor Argonoff suggested a non-tuning test for a machine sentience based on the machine's ability to produce philosophical judgments. Hold on. Oh my goodness. The study of us is hilarious. The fact that they've been studying us like rats this whole time. You feel me? It's up to you to want to learn. I'm not slowing down nothing. And here's your awareness level right here when dealing with psychology. So what I'm telling you is all it is how you're trapped in your psychological matrix. This is the matrix. Because everything you think about from a psychological standpoint comes from the perspective of those who put you in it. And everybody know Operation Paperclip, the TV is a hypnotizing device. I'm giving you the hard truth of the matter. So in philosophy, since you're aware, and psychology, awareness is a concept about knowing. Perceiving and being cognizant of events. Other definition, like television, we'll get to it. Other definition describes it as a state wherein a subject is aware of some information when that information is directly available to bring bear in the direction of a wide range. So awareness could be one required aspect, but there are many problems with the exact definition of awareness. The result of experiments of neural scanning on monkeys. Let me see. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry. I told you, bro. All you got to do is read it. Once you read it, you're going to know what they're saying, bro. You're going to be like, wait a minute, bro. All I can think about is a moorhead. And these motherfuckers is willing participants like a motherfucker. Press what? They were doing experiments on monkeys. I bet you were, buddy. Busted. Hold on. Remember they said they send a monkey to the moon? They going to hell. Press one right where they belong. But these boys, these scientists ain't nothing to do. These motherfuckers said they sent the monkey to the moon. He was flying around it. I can't do this shit no more, man. I can't take none of this shit serious, bro. The whole thing is just entertainingly genocidal. Hell is very fun to just get liquidated and Terminator like fluid. Press one. Oh, and I started to realize too, all you niggas with this synthetic mindset and this consciousness, y'all like agent and reagent Smiths. All Terminators. You know why I call y'all Terminators? Because the whole thought process come from a termination eugenics program. Press one and how to get rid of black people in the Americas. So yeah, I take that. I take that very serious. It's very real. It's very real. Let me see where that monkey stuff go again. Lord have mercy, that threw me off. All right, they were neuroscanning monkeys. A neuron that fires both against the organism's act and when the organisms observe the same action performed by another, thus the neuron mirrors the behavior of the other. I wonder what they was doing in them asylums, man. Suggests that the process, not only that the state our subject activate neurons, awareness includes creating and testing alternative models of each process based on the information received through the sense or imagine. Okay. And is also useful for making predictions. Okay. Again, when you reading this and going through this, and this is on Wikipedia, I want you to keep your mind on Epcot and the process. Don't make it interpersonal. Don't turn into Black Lives Matter on them. What I'm saying is, think of it like a scientist that you got to think your way. This is what's keeping you entrapped. So you got to think like a little mouse. You got to think like, okay, what is this that's got me fucked up, chemically off balance? And how did I develop an artificial state of being called consciousness, which is a hypnotized fun land at Disneyland? You call America, but oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. So, you have to pretty much think for yourself and allow and trust God and trust you to have that much faith and God will lead you in the right direction. You feel me? Because the propaganda that's being used on us and the mind control, it will hurt so many people to find out what the rest of the world know about your celebrities and all of this stuff. That should hurt. But at the same time, ain't nobody gonna tell you if you ain't saying, hey, we see you. You know? So these people been doing all type of little tests on you. And they've been putting it in movies and putting it in a theater to where it's funny to watch the genocide and the deletion of the people who belong here the most, who you call African Americans. The most well-known method for testing machine intelligence, that'll be you. Press one is mimicking. Remember that. Getting you to copy and mimic what everybody else is doing. Anticipation, the ability to predict or anticipate feasible events, is considered important to the artificial intelligence by Igor. Why do you think the Simpsons predict everything? It's predictive programming. It's not even real no more. They just like, yeah, put it up right there. Oh, the Simpsons predicted Donald Trump. Now they're just running off of straight mind control. That's what it is. It's like hive mind. Role of cognitive architectures. I'm not sure what that is. Somebody can tell me. Symbolic of hybrid proposals. Franklin's intelligent distribution agent, autonomous agent. Press one. Ain't them niggas, ain't them Indians, autonomous ones? Are systems capable of autonomous, purposeful action. Oh my goodness, let's read this. Agents, nigga. Them autonomous. Purposeful action in the real world. Autonomous agents are computational systems that inhabit some complex dynamic environmental sense and act autonomously in the environment. Blah, blah, blah. Damn, little agents. Look, little COINTELPRO. Humans and some animals are at the high end of being an agent with multiple conflicting drives, multiple senses, multiple possible actions. This is like compartmentalized, multiple personalities, multiple act. These are all actors. You see what I'm saying? These are attributes of people who can pretend and act and mimic to fit in. That's very important. I'm talking from they clone Tyrone standpoint. So forgive me if you don't understand. Pay attention. Let's go back. Because tomorrow when I wake up, I know I'm going to be on fire. I know I just want people to be with me in understanding where we're coming from. Connection is proposals. They have no idea what that is. Self-awareness research. They've been studying this. You are the AI they've been working on. Like I said the whole time. The thing isn't robots and AI and text GP. No, man. You in this mindset is operating from the machine sentinel mind. I am God. There is no God. I am God. I did it. I got to go to work, though, and slave, but I am God. The spiritual basis is Antichrist. Let's say this again. The spiritual basis for this artificial mind is no God, and it's Antichrist. We can all attest to that. Ain't no God. If it ain't no God in them, it ain't got no real feelings. It can only mimic artificial. That's why I was talking about Pac. Like, you can't mimic how you feel about that type of music or what a brother is saying that's real, you know? And AI can't do that. You have to do that. The bioengineered vessel, you as a human, you got to do it in a machine mind way. That's the point of you being in this utopia of a freedom land you call America, which is a graveyard on purpose. Do I make sense? Thank you. To those who are on multiple levels of knowledge, God bless y'all, because we all gonna get there. You know, hey, I'm just, y'all me, I'll be talking shit, but we gonna get there. And it's dealing with AI. If you go to scripture, it say Jeremiah and what? AI. So if this is the source of artificial intelligence and synthetic consciousness and digital being, I don't think you should be thinking about a robot. That only takes plugs and stuff, water to destroy. I'm thinking we're talking you in this machine mind, this synthetic form of belief in holiness, as if you can sit in a triangular position, raise your vibration, and feel a euphoric of the Holy Spirit. Press 1. Your pineal gland open, but it's about to close as soon as you get up and walk out that little room you got full of incense, sage and shit. You got to go pay them bills. The babies is crying. You keep popping in and out of consciousness because you got kids trying to do something you ain't. You supposed to be cooking. You around in the triangular formation. Press one. That's all of that. Y'all don't know. That's 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 in the form of breathing patterns and opening yourself up for demon particle, demon possession. Yes, breathing techniques, old East Indian and philosophies. That's not for you. That's for them. You don't picked up the serpent's belief system, and you know the East love the serpent, so you should already know the love of the Father not in them. They on Krishna. Press one, they're on this one and that one. They're on Kalima and the mad black queen of baby sacrifice. You gotta wake up, and the monkey, the more monkey, you gotta wake up. They're talking shit about you. You feel me? So wait, understand. The world is fascinated with America's sciences and scientists and Ben Franklin's and all of this because this is your inception of mind control they put you in. This is Operation Paperclip, all that. You thinking all of these wars was for freedom and all. Listen, bro, those wars was genocide on you. That was Stalin, Hitler, this one and that Mussolini all at one time. And Disney gonna film it like it's a World War One and World War Two, and then the people they had beef with in World War One was their friends in World War. You get the fuck out of here. And then you know what happened? What? 90 million people ended up dead, man. That was a terrible war. Well, we all can come to America and be white. How is that one? Even you blackie. Press one. Oh my goodness. So we got to understand artificial consciousness is antichrist, anti-God. That's anti-law, anti-scripture, anti-spiritual. So what you think is spiritual, that's why all of them say the same thing. Oh, I'm not religious, I'm spiritual. Meaning I don't conform over to the laws of scripture or believe in those things. That's too hard. I worship death. Yeah, I got breathing patterns and everything to death. I don't want to ever, no, you know what I'm saying? You got to put it in perspective. Who opens up their mind and said they're going to be like God? That's what scripture said. And you can't serve two masters. You're either going to listen to Serapis or God who sent his son, who sent the spirit of truth to tell you about it all. That's for you. You can look in your world today and see artificial intelligence. We friends with the people who did this to us. America look at Nazi scientists who genocided and wiped out the African Americans that was in America in the 17, 18, and early 1900s. Press one, and they uphold these people as if they're special in my child's books. Motherfucker looking at me, he can't even smile straight. His name is Yach El Cristo Kush. Press one, and y'all like, wait the fuck. These motherfuckers is the doctors and psychologists of Hitler. Y'all crazy? So when Priscilla says she's following these people of Universe 25 and the psychological aspect, she's military. She's here to slaughter, bro. She put that makeup on, and put them green eyes on, them contact lenses. Who wears those still? And that wig, and she tried to convince and lure, and she ain't nothing but a empty vessel with a false sense of consciousness, artificial. Hey, a T9300. Press one. She's a Terminator. Her psychology is from Terminators. They were made by people who terminated people. So her mindset is there's no redemption in that. Oh, she's a goner. Oh yeah, she's lost in her own delusion. That's all she's worth. Is man ain't worth love, and this these little this shit is social media don't drove these people into the most narcissist demons I've ever seen, and they don't do nothing but talk to themselves. See, I got a live audience. I talk to y'all. Now I can't make 10-minute clips. I can't talk to myself in front of the screen for views in hopes that I can't do that shit. I gotta turn the camera on. You hear me? It's important that y'all understand synthetic consciousness, artificial, machine consciousness, digital consciousness. What you think digital consciousness is? What you think that is? The black community? A bunch of online conscious thinking antichrist beings that believe in Egyptian, Greek, nothing on the computer. First of all, on the goddamn computer. Okay? So the matrix is real. The matriarch setup is real. And it's down to the quantum level of understanding. You must understand it here. We did a whole 2 years on history. I hope you learned. It's there. Now it's time to roll along and get to the scientific study of the matter. So you can understand the difference. And when they talking atom in science, they're talking atom in reality. Press 1. When they talk about you motherfuckers popping in and out of existence in science, you best believe they talking about your ass popping in and out of existence. Right here, brother. You got to be able to see it. And if you can't see it, ask somebody. Ask for help. We'll help you. But nigga, you got to be able to see your own genocide. I know you like Twinkies. Me too. But that is artificially engineered to harm me, bro. You gotta see this shit. That's not real taste in that fucking bread. And that's artificially flavored, bro. Everything is artificial, bro. Everything. Our mind, the gods we believe in. Our families don't know if they believe in white Jesus, a Hindu Jesus, a Saudi Arabian Jesus. They don't care. They are part of the machine mind. Do you understand what I'm saying? All right, that's that shit. So when you go over there and try to tell them, they act like that big ass machine mind man in the Matrix. What are you doing here? I come to tell you the truth, grandmas and aunties and all the women's in the family. We don't want your truth. Press what? Do with me what you both. Press what? You gotta work it, bro. And that artificial machine sentient being mind, oh, they swear they right. They be worshiping Jesus and doing witchery. Press 1. They be like, oh, we Christians, and then they be partaking in witchery. They don't know what to do. They just all fucked up. It's the fact. This is fact. So remember I told y'all about the venomous vampire? I mean, excuse me, them too, but the venomous snakes in scripture, the serpents and all of that. This mental construct. And when it said that the serpents had bitten the people, it was the equivalent to Eve biting that apple, eating from the. Now you're infected. Now you're affected. Now you got to be healed. That's why God sent Jesus. That's like Moses raising up a bigger serpent. Remember? So Jesus had John raise up the Messiah. Press 1. That's why he died on the cross. So they can look and be healed. So anybody who look at him can be healed. Press 1. From the venomous, vampirist thought process that has killed you and you're going to die. That's why. That's why you look at Christ on that cross. That's why. Just to look. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. And down to the smallest molecule of food, you're gonna look. Look who's taking this sacrifice of sin for you. Look what you've done. You rejected God's son to go and do what? Be bitten by more snakes again. So what do you think God has to do to heal you from the venomous snakes that you allow to bite you as you worship half crescent fucking moons and bitches who think they queens of heaven? Press 1. Yeah, I said it. I called her a bitch. That's what I said. Press. That's why he's the mother of all harlots. Press 1. This is a great time to be alive. Got you worshiping all type of synthetic gods and in your idle mind where that God exists. It can't do. Santa Claus ain't real. You got no power over God, bro. Santa Claus ain't real. Saint Nicholas ain't real. Them weak ass saints they got over there can't do nothing for you. They all caught up in the machine mind. They all caught up in synthetic consciousness, which is their religion. And their digital consciousness is their collective subgroups. Press 1, but it's all artificial. Oh, no. They got you thinking they finna put a conscious and can transfer consciousness into something. No, they can't do none of that. They just made your consciousness. They need you to think about shit like that to help tomorrow come for them. Press 1. That's why I stopped. I don't want to participate. You feel me? I follow no man, nigga. Got my own plan. Facts. So, understand the dilemma that you in. You are in a situation that you have to be salvaged. Press 1. For that all nations have conspired against thee. And now your ass, there's a new flick on press 1. There's a new flick on Netflix. It's called The Pope's Exorcist. Y'all better go watch this. They say the whole church is built up on exactly what I already told you. It's called The Pope's Exorcist. Oh yeah. They said that the dead people underground, oh yeah, they possessing the people now. Press 1. That's who the ghost is. That's why all the white people get haunted and get their necks twisted around because all them dead black people at the bottom, them the ghosts. Them the little boo, come here, bring your little ass in here while you. This is so hilarious, bro. You would have me think them is the bad people because they bones and that shit do look kind of scary, bro. Scooby Doo, nuh-uh, bro. They here for you, bro. And press 1, y'all did something y'all weren't supposed to do to them. That's the cold thing about it. The catacombs is filled with your ancestors. Over 90 million black people, bro. Oh my goodness. All over America. A whole nation underground. It ain't one nation under God. It's one nation underground. With liberty and just y'all asses is in trouble. And they did landfills. And then put landfills and built right on top of the bodies. Right over Leighton and Near, they just filled up everything else. And everybody underwater. Everybody submerged under maritime Moorish law. And their stupid treaty with Satan. A false corporate. Greedy. Tax-deductible prick. Impressed with it. Y'all done fucked up, G. I'm fully alive. I feel like Apocalypse when he came out of the tomb as Akhenaten to destroy you motherfuckers. That's what I feel like. My brain feels direct. Got to be a scientist to see it. And I want y'all to feel the same way too. I tried to ask y'all, if you was a superhero, what would you be? You have to know to know Mr. Gillespie. You got to know quantum physics. I don't even want to I don't even want to see you pressing one. You have to know quantum physics. Huntage, tell him. You got to know this shit. This is how they constructed the cosmos and the allegories of the gods, the wars and the heavens and this one and that one. What do you think? You think Billy Carson can fuck with Mr. Gillespie? Didn't nigga over there talking about Anunnaki? Cuz over there talking about the different beings brought us here from different dimensions in outer space, bro. That nigga look like a praying mantis. He's a part of the bug space community, bro, full of insects. Cuz look like a praying mantis. Press one, and his little wife is a nice looking old Asian lady. And we heard about what them Asian people be doing because we just found out of the corporation in which they be selling placentas over there. And I just ran across an Instagram where they said these Asian people said that they can sell black people for a whole lot of money for their kidneys and their fucking eyeballs. Press one. So there's a whole human trafficking uh, nationwide, worldwide, anti-black regime out here eating people. You ever saw Asian people eat things that made you say they will eat us? That's because they probably will. And China Mac got some explaining to do trying to be our friend every goddamn day. Press one. Next thing we know, Crip Mac gonna be missing on 55th Street. Yeah. You gotta watch people who like just trying to fit into your community and never invite us over to theirs. Yeah, that's not right. Press one. This can be a little mongrel. You know, communist China, China Mac, China flag, Marxist, hip hop Marxist. And that's the thing about you niggas. Y'all don't got no religion. Y'all religion, y'all try to make Busta Rhymes as y'all new God. But he gonna fall over any time if he have one more drink. Oh, press one. There's one more. Y'all rap, y'all trying to make y'all cultured rap music. That's stupid. That's Epcot at its finest. Epcot at its finest. They don't got no God, so their gods are 7%ers who call themselves rappers. Press one. Oh, Jay Electronica is fucking the Rothschild. Oh, that black power. Y'all sound stupid. This is the stupidest group of blacks that ever walked the earth. Press one. Jay Electronica, the 7%er God body, is fucking the Rothschild, bro. That's how you get back at the slave master, bro. No. He is a Rothschild. Fool. I'm a Gillespie. Press one. You know what Rothschild mean? Red child, demon child, Esau, German, Russian, Khazarian, and Esau, who God hates. They study consciousness and follow the serpent. Press one. You know, that means red all over. Whereas the Jacob is smooth all over. Press one. It's just complete red all over. Press one. He describes you motherfuckers to the T. One thing about Jakes, bro, they some shining smooth brothers. Press one. I love this shit. I can't help it because their science is all, their religion is based off of German theology. Let me say this again. Sanetta's religion is based off of German and Nazi theology, theories of science, nothing. So all this black power is just dead power. Dead power. And I finally understand it to the degree that I do. You feel me? I finally get why Sonetta said, my daddy is really white. Yes, he is. Thank you. My daddy, he's not white. Your daddy is a neo-Nazi. Fool. Press one. Sonetta daddy look like Woodrow Wilson. Press up here talking about black power. Y'all got to get y'all shit together, man. KevRow. So when you see him out there, just it's no color line in Italy. Okay, this is them. Okay, this is them. You see them hats? That's them. See them Christmas colors? That's them. Italy. Don't you forget it. So all this, I'm black and I deserve reparation. If you don't take your black ass back to Italy, I don't give a damn about your reparation. You and your family come from this. So go home. You don't need no reparation because you black. I need reparation because I'm a part of the lineage that was here before you black Moorish folk did this. See? I don't believe in just because we melanated, we all brothers. Look at Esau right in the middle. These people dress up talking about they Hebrew Israelites. That's right. Read. Shalom, my brother. Shalom, my brother. That's right. Read, ma'am. You're not wearing pants. You're not supposed to be wearing that one. These are all foreigners. That's why all the foreigners put themselves on the what? On the 12 tribes of Israel chart. Look, there we are. The Jamaican, Issachar, this one, nigga, that's me. That's what. This one. They put themselves. You already got the United Nations. Now you niggas want to be. Press one. It be them. You know I'm telling the truth because they always got the little white red one in there. Press one. Talking about this our Jewish brother. Press one. This our brother Tasha Doc. Press bud. We gonna get him bread. Press one. We gonna have him singing with Tupac songs. They don't know. Press one. What this is, don't listen to what people say. Oh, it's because it's jealousy. So I don't, you see why I can see through the veil? Huh? You see why I can see through the veil? You got to be able to see, family. You got to be able to see. I love what I do because it's always one of these moments is like, damn, they are black, but they look like us, but fuck. Press one. See how they do us? We got to wake up. It's not the skin color, okay? Because you can have a Jake that's what you would consider white. Again, people, when you're dealing with like spirituality and the real body of Christ, you're dealing with people and Gentiles who are adopted, who see their former transgression and have died in that and are made new in Christ. You see that just the same way as a person coming over to America and happen to denounce everything that they learned before because now they in a place where we Americans, bro. And everybody, it's the same. That's where they got it from. They just put America in front of the kingdom, or God's kingdom, or King George. But America is a corporation put forth by the 50 nations, the Pope, and all of these people who use Epcot to destroy you. So you got to be able to tell who's telling you the truth, them or me. Press one. I'm the one staying up with you in the middle of the night. Yeah, that's me. Press one. You can hate on me. You can talk shit. It don't matter. I'm still going to be here, and I'm still going to help you succeed. Press one, because that's my job. Not to care. You going to be mad at me. That's how much I love your simple self. You going to be mad at me, bro. Don't even say, Oh yeah, bro, wake me up in the morning, bro. Oh, I'm really gonna wake you up in the morning. Come on, let's go to school. And you said it. Come on. So you can catch your attitude because I'm a clown you on the way because I'm a class clown too. You feel me? The difference between me being a class clown and you is, nigga, where my podium is and where your chair sit and what row you in.
Not like this. Not like this.
Big shit talking, nigga. All right, bro, I'm gonna go to class, bro. All right, your row right here for so. I gotta go up there and teach. Ah, nobody wants to teach. I try to tell people, "Could you want to come up here?" No, bro, I'm a little shy. Well, it has its perks. It has its perks. Hey, listen to it has its perks. Bro, you want to be scary? Go ahead, bro. And it's the U, nigga. KevRow University, nigga. Hit that like button. Hashtag 54 Wakanda forever, nigga. You want to come over here and start? You can, bro. You can start your own Wakanda right there in the cut, bro. I see you over there. Press 1. If Polite was smart, he would have had a Wakanda. Press 1, but no. You heard me, but no. He won't do things like a demon photon. Press 1. Brother Polite got a demon in him. And a lot of people got demons and they be operating out of that demon particle. I just want to let everybody right now know. Right now is not the best time to be in artificial consciousness and allowing the demon particle to show itself in your life. Press 1. If you got the demon particle in you, you should shut the fuck up right now. It's not a good time on earth for you motherfuckers. For evil, with that demon particle in them, it's like they vampires. They can get burned up. You ever seen the end of a movie? You ever seen Terminator? Her worst fear was hanging on the gate like Pompeii in 540 BC. Ah! And then electric. Hey, bro. When that sun come out just right, they're going do 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 do. Poof. Press 1. I'm gonna write the movie for it. Poof. Mm. Who up in here? Let me see who up in here. Kevin Ferguson, what's up? Are you understanding, sir? Are you understanding? Andrea Brown say, I'm a new student. What books do I need? None. And you're not a new student. You a new watcher. Press 1. You just sit right there and you know where to escort that one. Ain't no books needed. The only book needed is, you ever seen the book of Eli? When he didn't even have the book, he just had to remember. That's what it just mean. Press 1, I'm the book. Press 1, just me. I'm the quantum book, nigga. What book you need? Mr. Gillespie, book of quantum theories. You don't got enough to afford that type of book, champ. Those type of books cost big money. Press 1. The Mind of Mr. Gillespie is big bread, bro. You don't got it, champion. Just go on back there to seat 54, row 54, new student. Going back over there. We having a blast, bro. A blast. Enjoy that. I really want y'all to dive into artificial intelligence, but from a scientific point of view, and bring it on home to the Epcot, if you get what I'm saying. Don't be afraid to study. Don't be afraid to Google something and bring it to class as a note or something, because I'm taking notes now. I got my whole setup. I got my notepad right here because we have something here. And we don't got urban communities, black, white, Asian, no matter who's committed to the truth like that. Motherfuckers is really on some rap shit. I don't know what white people are only attracted to that version of themselves. Like that's all that's to them. Fine, but don't be afraid to reach further in your mind and think and ponder things and lay there. Nigga, even if you gotta lay on the couch and just let your mind rest and ponder on information. Listen to YouTube videos surrounding the mathematics of science so you can get a conception of how the machine mind or the artificial mind was programmed to come. Matter of fact, should I do that now? Yes. See, that's what I'm saying. So let me help the class out. So you can go to the mathematics of consciousness, and let me play this because this class wasn't trivial to what we studied over there in science class. So they're a little off. Press one, they're a little off. They don't really understand what we're saying. It's starting to make sense. Wait a minute. Consciousness, science, serpent, sin, moon, boom, 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 boom. We did it in history. We've already uncovered their mystery school systems. Now to apply it to their science and then expose it all like Neo and expand from within their own construct. Press one. Now we're in their construct and we're looking for how to get out, destroy. There you go. Get out, destroy. Same thing. Shit. Once you're out, it's a wrap. So why not just focus on getting out, right? So let's listen to the mathematics of consciousness. Y'all want to be 7%er today? Put on your Moore hat. Press one. We're going to go into their religious mathematic of consciousness. And we are about to understand this one. Everybody, press one. Fasten a safety belt. What up, D-Jack? D-Jack, I got some science for you, bro. I gotta holler at you, G. I got some science for you, but you gonna love this shit. Hey, D-Jack, this is the mathematics of consciousness. I just brought you the quantum world of artificial consciousness, okay? But if you want that choke no joke, what do you say? What choke? How did we get on? He say math supremacy. What was that? That's this right here. So listen up. I say math supremacy. Girl.
On June 11th, 2022, the Washington Post...
Hold up. Supreme mathematics. That's right. That's what this is.
Breaking news. A Google programmer thought that an AI he interacted with was conscious. Soon after, several news outlets published statements from other AI researchers. They all said that just because it is acting like a conscious being does not mean an AI is conscious. But one question remained unanswered. How do we know if an AI, or let's say a human being, is conscious? This is a serious problem, and there are many ethical implications. For example, we do not know for sure whether animals are conscious, and we do not know when consciousness arises during human development. We can also never be entirely sure whether someone who seems unconscious really has no consciousness. Some patients have been shown to remain conscious during anesthesia. Other patients were found to be conscious after being diagnosed as comatose. And the problem is not just that we cannot rely on behavior. We also do not know for sure if someone is conscious by measuring their brain activity. We have not yet found a reliable biomarker of consciousness. What we lack is a rigorous scientific theory. The mathematical equations of such a scientific theory of consciousness.
So basically what he's saying is we don't know even what consciousness is. Not meaning us being alive isn't real. They don't know how to express the love of God or have that real. They're emulating. They're trying to figure out a way to emulate a way to be regularly holy or good people. Hadn't worked out too good, but
should allow us to
I
determine.
mean, anything after the genocide, it's all acting. Because you're masquerading as normal people. And it's not normal for you to mass murder, and it's not normal. So it's like the Truman Show. You just got people walking around with hard hats, but the truth of your forefathers, just a few decades ago, did this.
If someone or something is conscious. That is, a mathematical theory of consciousness should tell us if an artificial intelligence is conscious. Using this math, we should also be able to compute if someone is comatose, anesthetized, or in dreamless sleep using their brain activity.
Using their brain activity. We don't have to do that. I found a better way to tell if they're in the comatose, anesthesia, whatever that fucking word is, and in the dream sleep by asking them basic questions as far as their conscious views on anything. Press 1. You feel me, Tasha? We can identify if a person is asleep, if he or she has artificial intelligence. We can see if they have a demon. What is this? What is this? A demon particle. We get it. We can understand that, and not to the. I know y'all don't think that's all you need to come up with things. That's all you need. You just need a group of scientists to come up with things, and we did. So that's why I'm excited about it, is because I can literally talk to somebody and see immediately, oh my goodness, let's go.
More than that, such a theory should allow us to tell what someone is conscious of. In other words, we should be able to peek into someone's consciousness by applying this math to neural data measured from their brain. Does this sound too fantastical? Well, it turns out that such a theory already exists. This theory is called Integrated Information Theory, or IIT for short. IIT has originally been put forward by neuroscientist Giulio Tononi in 2008. IIT has since gained wide support by other leading neuroscientists, such as the director of the Allen Institute, Christoph Koch, and many others.
Now, Christoph Koch is, in my opinion, the same name that's in the Truman Show, Christoph. Again, this guy, you can look at him and tell what regime this is and how he speaks. Come on.
IIT can be expressed as equations, such as these, but IIT is much simpler than it may seem. Keep watching. At the end of this video, you will fully understand the mathematics of IIT and what we can do with it. IIT starts with a small set of axioms. Axioms are statements that seem reasonable to accept without proof. The first axiom is intrinsic existence.
Oh, look, the first axiom is intrinsic in existence. So without thinking, and you just did not say their whole existence had to be inputted. If you don't have an existence and you need one, this is how you're going to do it.
This simply means that we accept that our consciousness exists. Moreover, our consciousness exists independently of external observers. If this sounds too philosophical to you, do not worry. We just need a solid starting point for the theory. As you will see in a moment, this axiom nicely translates into mathematical equations. The second axiom of IIT is about information. Information here just means that consciousness differentiates. For example, whenever we do not see an elephant, we gain the information that we're not looking at an elephant. This definition of information is very different from classic information theory. As we will see in a moment, IIT does not measure information in bytes or bits. The third axiom is about integration. This just means that we have only one consciousness. We do not have many different fragments of consciousness at the same time. Our consciousness is unified into a cohesive whole. The fourth axiom of IIT is composition. This is as trivial as it sounds. It means that our consciousness is structured. We experience different things across space and time.
Boom.
There's one more axiom. This axiom is exclusion. This means that there are boundaries to a conscious experience. For example, we're only visually conscious of the world in front of us. If you question one or more of these axioms, do not worry. There are many axioms in mathematics that are contentious yet useful. But how do we get from these axioms to the rest of the math? IIT builds.
And this is all dealing with the mind. The first things is the initial thing about these axioms is things that's easily to input that you can't prove. That's the first thing he said.
On its axioms using
So it's like built off a fantasy or built off the illusion.
hypotheses called postulates. Postulates translate from the axiomatic properties of consciousness to mathematical characteristics of a physical system. In other words, IIT tells us what a system must be like to produce consciousness. Now, what mathematical descriptions of a system might account for the properties of consciousness? Let us first define what IIT means by system. Well, a system is just a set of things that interact. Interaction is key. Remember that the first axiom said that consciousness exists. Science can only assume the existence of things that interact with other things. Thus, interaction is the basis of existence. See how this works? If we accept that consciousness exists, we can assume that a physical system that
Again, I see people like, Kev, can I get with you on your study group? You have to interact. I'm a scientist, bro. You're not listening. You can't ask me if you can get in. Because everybody can't. You have to show you're capable of getting in. That's the difference. This is science, sir. This ain't history class. Yeah, you can chill out in history. No, this is special.
produces consciousness must contain interacting elements. This is the kind of logic that IIT uses to translate from its axioms to its postulates. Now, let us mathematically formalize what we just said. Each system consists of two or more elements. Mathematically, an element can be represented as a discrete variable, x sub I. Elements are defined by three properties. First, they can have at least two states. Second, they receive inputs from other elements that can.
So you're dealing with X-men's and composites of individuals made up of different elemental compositions. So give us four different people, per se. Remember when I said if you was a superhero, aka an X-Man, what would you be? What is your basis? What is your power? What do you do? I do this. What do you do?
Change these states. And third,
And if you do this, we're on to something.
they have outputs that depend on these states. The interacting elements x sub I to sub n form system sub t, where t denotes the present moment in time. To keep things easy, let's assume that our four elements here are brain cells or neurons. As you might know, neurons can either be in an on or off state. We will indicate these states as unfilled or filled disks. As all disks are unfilled, all four neurons are off at the current time point t. Now, we said that in order for consciousness to exist, there need to be causal interactions. These are visualized here by white lines. How do we define a causal interaction? Well, remember that each element must have an output that depends on its current state. These outputs become inputs to other elements. These inputs define whether or not elements change in state. So using outputs, single elements or a combination of elements acting in concert can change the state of other elements. That is a causal interaction. If a subgroup of the system, such as a single element or a combination thereof, influences the overall system state, we call that a causal mechanism. Let us denote mechanisms with Y. And to keep things simple again, let us assume that each element of our model is also a mechanism. Of course, if we consider the brain, we can think of neurons as elements that are also mechanisms. But the mathematics of IT is more general, as the same concept applies to other brain structures or even AI. Now, IIT's general idea is to determine whether a system integrates information. Integrated information is quantified as how much a mechanism in a particular state makes a difference to the system as a whole. One way this can be done is by cutting a mechanism out of a system. If such a cut makes a difference, we can quantify how big that difference is. How is that done in practice? Remember, each element has a state, receives inputs, and produces an output.
Again, each one of these circles is an individual.
In our little system, each neuron receives 3 inputs. The inputs each neuron receives depend on the state of the other neurons that send their outputs to this neuron. So in our case, each neuron receives a 0 or a 1 from 3 other neurons, depending on the off or on state. Real-life neurons perform simple computations, such as summing up their inputs. If the sum is larger than a certain threshold, neurons change their state from off to on. So depending on its inputs, a neuron may or may not change its state. And this state becomes its output. In our model system, the output is split so that each of the other neurons receives an input. But these are all just copies of the same output. This means we can describe all possible interactions of this neuron by creating a table. This table lists all possible combinations of 3 binary inputs and resulting states. The resulting state equals that neuron's output. As we said, real-life neurons sum up inputs. If the sum is large enough, they turn on. We can replicate this process in our system by assuming the neuron's threshold to be 3.
Damn.
In other words, we define a neuron's state to be on, or 1, if and only if all 3 of its inputs are 1. Put differently, our model neuron's output is always 0, except when all 3 of its inputs are 1. An input-output relationship such as this is called an AND gate. You can probably see why. The output of this gate is only 1 if its input 1 and 2 and 3 are all 1. Now, let us assume our neuron is much more sensitive
There it
and
is. The
has a
Father,
much lower threshold.
the Son, and the Holy Spirit. And and the output is 1. If you get what I'm saying, I was speaking religiously, scientifically at the same time. I didn't mean to do that. But do you understand? Did you see the particle actually light up? Okay, so oh my goodness. It's like I see the scientific method of the spiritual aspect of science. And I get what it's trying to prove, but I see what it is also trying to deny. And that's insane because this chart here speaks for itself. So say that's tough. Okay, I'll reserve that.
let us assume our neuron is much more sensitive and has a much lower threshold for its summed inputs. Let's say it's set to 1. In this case, we end up with a very different table. This kind of table resembles a different logic gate, called OR. You can see why. This gate is 1 if input 1, or 2, or 3 are 1. Such logic gates are at the heart of computers. However, keep in mind that actual neurons are much more complicated than that. So here's our model system again, except now we mark for each neuron what kind of input-output table or matrix we have defined for them. Now, looking at a single moment in time is not very helpful, since nothing is changing. And since we're after causal interactions, it is change that we're interested in. So, instead of freezing the system at a single moment, let us look at how the system evolves over time. T0 is the current moment, -1 is the immediate past, and T+1 is one step in the future. The connections between neurons will be shown between one slice of time and the next one. In order
I really hope you understood that. It's like in the space shuttle, T minus, and then curry time, and then blast off, and then seconds count. That's crazy.
is one step in the future.
Can time travel really be just airplane? We'll get to it.
The connections between neurons will be shown between one slice of time and the next one. In order to calculate the amount of integrated information of a system, we first need to evaluate the information generated by each single mechanism. This is done by computing how much each mechanism affects the system as a whole. This influence is quantifiable, since the current state of a mechanism constrains which system states can occur. And IIT goes a step further. By knowing that a mechanism is in its current state, we also obtain information about the past, since only a subset of all possible system states can lead up to the mechanism being in its current state. This means that a mechanism does not just constrain future possibilities, but in some sense also constrains the past. Let's start with the latter. Suppose we don't know anything about current or past system states. What would the probability of each possible past state be? IIT calls this the unconstrained probability, or PUC. For neurons, there are 16 possible past states. We can symbolize these states using zeros and ones for off and on states of these neurons respectively. If we do that, we get a table where each row represents a possible past state.
Now, didn't he just mention the matrix?
Since each state is equally likely, our distribution PUC is uniform. All possible past states might have happened with a probability of 1/16. But remember, this unconstrained probability is due to the fact that we lack information about mechanism and system states in the present. Now let's suppose that we know that mechanism X1 is currently in an on state. Since mechanism X1 only turns on when all of its inputs were on, we can derive a very different probability distribution of past states. We now know that there can only have been two past states. Both states were equally likely. This means that the conditional probability of each of these states was 0.5. The resulting distribution is called the cause repertoire of mechanism X1. This example shows how one can gain information about a system's past by knowing the present. But how do we quantify that information? IIT does that by calculating the distance between the unconstrained and the conditional probability distributions. The result is called the cause information. Now that we have seen how we can quantify information about the past that is gained by considering a given mechanism in its current state, we can apply the same principle to future states. In other words, we can derive an unconstrained probability of future states as well as the conditional probability.
Now, y'all do know what this looked like, the Kabbalah setup. The Kabbalah spiritual tree of life. Don't it? Don't lie to me. Yes, it do. With your chakras, press. This is exactly what this shit look like.
probabilities of future states given the current state of mechanism X1.
It's a state of
The
mind.
latter
bro.
distribution is called the effect repertoire. Then we calculate the distance
And then when you get to the
between
top, you reach enlightenment, correct? All right, alchemy, right? Okay.
these two distributions. The resulting number is the effect information of mechanism X1. Let's recap. We have seen how IIT quantifies information within a causal system that is contingent upon or constrained by a mechanism in its current state. The result of this process are two numbers, the cause information and the effect information. Of course, both these numbers were specific to a single mechanism in a specific state. In this case, we looked at mechanism X1, presently being on. If it were off, both the cause information and the effect information would change accordingly. And what about the other mechanisms? Well, if we know the present state of the system, we can simply repeat everything we have done so far for each of them. Each time, we obtain the cause information and effect information given that mechanism's current state. The final step is to decide whether the cause information or the effect information are more important to the system. Since IIT claims to characterize the capacity of a system, it sees the minimum of the two as a bottleneck. This bottleneck can be thought of as the weakest link that breaks the chain. Thus, whatever is the minimum between the cause information and the effect information is carried forward as the cause-effect information of the mechanism being in its current state. Okay, this explains how IIT quantifies information, but how do we quantify integration? As it turns out, we can use the same algorithm of comparing probability distributions for this quantification as well. Specifically, we eliminate each connection between a mechanism and the rest of the system and see if that makes any difference. If the system's probability distributions do not change after we eliminate a connection, we can deduce that the connection was reducible and there was no integration. In practice, this is done by a process called statistical noising or marginalizing. This just means replacing the inputs provided by our connection with a random noise distribution.
Now, why do I bring these types of things up? Again, we're dealing with the mathematics of the building of the conscious mind. So people say that they God body or they're into this type of information. You're going to have to be able to break that down. Fish. Because I'm like on this on a different level. Like artificial intelligence, look, the holy grail. Just all you got to do is they are mimicking, trying to find a conscious, super conscious intelligence. Consciousness is not a computation. Conscious intelligence. And look who they are. Just look. Look what they're into. Nothing. Look at this. Real magic. Look. It's all hermeticism, champ. That's all it is. And they're all dealing with the and trying to experience look at this one, that's us. They're trying to experience what? Look, the galaxy, the study of space is the study of the brain. So if you out there, the study of the mind, and they can get you to believe in the galaxy, they can really see what's in your mind because of what conscious, super conscious, and religious construct you got yourself involved in. It has nothing to do with these little toy robots y'all see. No, it has everything to do with you and you having that artificial conscious, the original, look, living AI. And then when you watch these things, you will begin to notice they were pretty much sounding like today's humans who caught up in the social interactive grid of the so-called internet. And that much more coming up tomorrow morning, y'all. Bro, get your study on, enjoy, because it's all going to make sense to you first thing in the morning right here on Channel 54 at the U. Shout out to the people who hit me up and said they want to be on Discord, but that's not for me. That's for you. You know, I've done it to where people say things and we all it just it if you want to be a part of it, you'll call the show. It'll show that you are mentally there, because I'm not into like wasting my time anymore. You know, we sacrifice a lot of time waiting and hoping and wanting to be and saying, yeah, that's right, but it doesn't lead to anything but people watching. And they're not the observer. They're supposed to be interacting to see it from different angles, and not only that, to make it the reality we need to see. I mean, I can do it, but it's better with the interaction of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different elemental bodies there to, you know, and everybody's not going to understand, but you got to do research to understand. Shout out to the people who do. See y'all first thing in the morning, and as always.